What's up, everybody? This is Scarcasm Live, and we have Scarfinger in the building.
What up, though?
We have some wormholes.
What's up?
And we have a Mach 20.
He said he's having audio problems. Give him a sec. So we'll just keep it moving.
All right.
You just pop in. You just pop in when you got it, dog.
Cool. So what's been going on with you, Wormhole Matt?
Not a whole lot. Just trying to fight all these storms and stuff that have been rolling through Midwest.
The Midwest.
Is that bad?
Well, I mean, they keep talking about tornadoes and all that stuff, so it's a mess.
Yes. See, we on the East Coast, we really mostly have to worry about hurricanes when they come through.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them are hockey players.
Really? I did with the bad jokes already, Chase. Did you ever hear about the what happened with the Atlanta hockey team? Atlanta had a hockey team, right? What was it called? The Thrashers. And there was like three brothers that were on the team. You know, there ain't a whole lot of us in hockey, but they had three brothers on the team, and everything was popping because like you're a professional athlete, you in Atlanta, and then it was like, yo, we sending the team to Winnipeg. It's like, bro, what is you doing? I'm chilling. I'm in Atlanta. Everything's great, and you sending me to fucking Winnipeg? Are you serious? Right now? Are you serious? So yeah, that's what happened to the brothers that play hockey in Atlanta. They ended up going to Winnipeg. I'd be surprised if they still play hockey. I wouldn't. You send me to Winnipeg, we out. I mean, Toronto at least. Like, you know what I mean? Toronto, you know what I mean? I got a little bit of money. I'm a professional athlete. I can hook up with Drake. Like, we can go hang out and chill, fuck some hoes, do the thing. But like Winnipeg, what am I gonna do at Winnipeg?
You could win a peg.
Stop that, Chase. Like this this is really bad. You're just stop it. I know. I love how Ham was talking about the faces that I make whenever you make bad jokes. I didn't even realize I was making faces, but like, yeah, apparently I do.
Well, when someone tells you stop making dad jokes, they can't stop, won't stop.
Well, see, here's the thing about doing the can't stop, won't stop thing. Like Puffy was the one who said that. Puffy is currently fucking a girl that was his son's ex-girlfriend, who also is the daughter of Steve Harvey.
That's like some butterfly effect shit.
That's some weird shit, bro. Like this weird shit. And she's like in her 20s. I don't know how old Puffy is. Let me look up. I'm gonna look up how old Puffy is because this shit is not like is not cool. All right, so let's see. Puffy is he will be 50 in November.
Oh wow, I didn't know he was older than me.
Yeah, he will be 50 in November, and he is.
Yeah, see, I don't get that. I mean, I don't want to like talk shit on people, but like it's like I know it's legal, but it's so weird getting with somebody that like when you was an actual adult, they were like being born.
Yeah,
right.
It's just strange as shit.
Hello?
Yeah, the weird thing is having conversations with my my girlfriend about like her childhood and stuff like that. Because we hear you, right? You do know we hear you. I don't know what's going on, but we did hear you for a little bit. Oh yeah, I just looked up. The girl he's dating is 22 years old. He's about to be 50 this year. But like having conversations with my girlfriend about like her childhood, like she's talking about like like being in like where she was in like 1980 something, and I'm just like, I was like 3 years old because we're 10 years apart. So like her teenage years were my like non-double digit years. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are fun conversations.
Yeah. Hey Matt, your camera is like you got some Michael Bay type shots going on, like some Dutch angles.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's
We need
high def.
we need to get some lens flare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bet I could put some lens flare in the After Effects or something.
That would be dope. I want a lens flare. Ding, like to put one right there. You saw it? You saw it like with the smile, ding, like I need you to put one right there.
All right.
So, I think I cut you off. What were you up to though? You said the storms. You said the storms.
Oh yeah, storms. Trying to do my taxes.
Ain't it past the time for taxes?
What's that?
Ain't it past the time for taxes?
Like way past.
I'm still doing them from like 2 or 3 years ago. So I've been on extensions and all that stuff.
Okay.
So it's when you own a business, it's hard to get all that stuff together. And then I've moved my business several times, so it's like trying to make it all work and keep the business coming in while at the same time trying to keep track of all the paperwork and everything. And it's like this kind of chaos that I just don't even like at all, like trying to keep track of all this stuff.
Hey guys.
Hey,
what's up, dog?
I finally got my setup. It's just horrid.
you got some exciting stuff going on there, like some storms and taxes.
Yeah. Bring out the marching band. It's exciting times.
You know what? I used to have my cousin, he married a lady who was just all about that tax life. So I used to just have her do my taxes. And that was great. But then like they're not married anymore, so like I ain't had nobody really doing for me.
You can still go to her.
So that really sucks. Like having somebody that knows what they're talking about. Like she went to school, she wanted to teach tax code.
Is it
stuff like
too
that.
awkward to still have you do your taxes?
No, I don't, because like she moved, she went to go get a master's degree and all that other stuff, and so she moved out the area, and that didn't work out, and like stuff like that. I can't really, if I wanted to, I couldn't contact her now because like it's like everybody done moved on, so it's a fucked up situation right now for your boy. Like it's fucked up for me. I ain't worried about they fucked up situation. I'm worried about me and my taxes.
Yeah. Yeah, my accountant keeps going on vacation. Must be nice. I haven't been on a vacation in like 15 years. And they own like 3 or 4 different businesses on top of the fact that she does accounting. And so she's doing accounting for all of her businesses and her customers, but I'm like not even on her radar, I guess, and it's like she's got my paperwork and I'm like, come on, we got to do something because I'm getting ready to file bankruptcy. So I need to get my taxes done before I can do that, apparently, because the lawyer said you can't file bankruptcy until your taxes are done. I was like, oh, okay.
I guess being an accountant is the best job there is now.
Yeah.
Well,
better than engineering, apparently.
I don't know about that. Engineers have it pretty good.
You never really know. Like in 45's America, do we value engineers anymore? Do we value engineers anymore? Like I don't think
our whole lives are based on them.
Yeah, but I don't think we value smart people anymore.
They have been replaced with the computer.
But smart people had to make the computer.
No, soon we'll have computers making computers. So
Skynet.
yeah.
Well, Skynet's already infiltrating Gears and like every video game known to man that has nothing to do with Terminator.
Yo, I've been watching some stuff on Hulu lately, and every fucking commercial break there's an Xbox commercial trying to sell me Game Pass and Gears 5. Like every commercial break, like Xbox is trying really hard to get me to care about Gears 5. And every time I see it, it's like, bitch, I didn't care about 4. Like they're trying really hard. It's every fucking commercial break ends with an Xbox commercial.
They really are trying because they even have it up on Steam.
Yeah, I seen that. I can't remember. I can't remember.
Yeah, that was me. But yeah, I think the bad thing is that they pretty much got the developers out that made those games, and then they built developers just to make those games. So like Bungie made Halo, but now 343 all they do is Halo. It's not like Halo's their baby, and now they're going to move on to something else and make something different. And same with the Coalition, all they are is a Gears company. So.
Okay, but in both cases, the series should have been done. They gave it to a new group, and the group just fucked everything up. Especially when it comes to Halo. Halo 4 and 5 are terrible. Like, let's be honest. Halo 4 and Halo 5 are terrible, stinking games. And I understand why Bungie didn't want to just keep making the same shit over and over again. They were like, well, you don't want to make a whole bunch of Halo games? We just gonna get a whole bunch of motherfuckers to make a whole bunch of Halo games. I get it. I get it from Microsoft's perspective, but it's like, come on, man, let them do something else. Let them have some fun and create something else. Like they created Destiny, and like we talked about Destiny a little bit yesterday because Meef is about that life. But like the idea that you just didn't want them to do anything else, which is really what killed everything. They kind of like what they're doing right now in the Rare, like forcing them to make Connect games, and then like this little bullshit that they keep having Rare make. It was like, yo, let the motherfuckers make a Banjo-Kazooie or some shit. Honestly,
what the game developers should do is have the same team and have it in the same universe, but just a different story. That's all they need to do.
Well, they did that. They did that with Reach and ODST with Bungie. I think those are the two of the highlights of the Halo series. I would dig that, but the problem is with the Coalition making the Gears games, like everything after 3 has been an absolute train wreck. So like,
yeah, because they went away from Locust and added robots, which weren't as fun to kill.
Judgment was like, what the fuck is this? I thought y'all were done with this shit. Like, you know me, I thought y'all were done with this shit after 3, but then they made Judgment and was just like, no. And then Gears 4, I couldn't even get through Gears 4 because I hate JD so much. Like, I fucking hate JD.
You would not believe how screwed up they did with the Locust in Gears 4. Apparently, the Locusts weren't created by the government by accident. They were just aliens the entire time.
What do you mean? I thought they were living underground, and it was a failed experiment. Like that's what 3 had me believe, right?
Well, I guess they retconned that in 4.
They've retconned it.
That's some bullshit. That's a straight bullshit. See, this is why I stopped playing Gears. And I used to like the Gears games. I actually played through a decent amount of a Gears game with somebody here, and then he stopped playing.
Because I mean, nobody takes or wants to put money on chances anymore, and sometimes it can be bad, sometimes it can be good, but there's a chance that it could be good. And say what you want about Destiny, it has a very dedicated player base. And that's what Bungie was trying to want to do for Microsoft.
But here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
Even in Destiny, there's a lot of Halo in Destiny.
Well, I know that.
Like, there's a lot.
But
like,
still, that's what they were wanting to do. And Microsoft's like, nah, do more Halo. And then they kind of bounced.
Yeah. And then, Activision was like, do more Destiny. And they're like, nah, we don't want to do that either.
Is Destiny like Halo?
Destiny, yes and no.
Yeah, it's kind of a cross between like a Halo game set in a very like quasi MMO type space.
It still has that kind of like space magic quasi religious feel to it. It feels like your characters are like revered as gods almost, you know. And I mean, it's cool. Like, I mean, I dig Destiny. It's just I don't play the same thing over and over and over, so I can't commit to just one thing. That's
right.
But I mean, but what if they kept on Epic and they were like, Epic, do what you want to do, and like Fortnite was an Xbox exclusive, and that would have been really lucrative for Microsoft, but they didn't.
Like how they bought Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, everybody really liked this Minecraft thing. Let's go ahead and put a couple billion on this and let's go ahead and wrap this up for you, boy. Like, I'm gonna need you to do that. Like, Bill Gates was just like, man, I need y'all to wrap this up for you, boy.
But I think they kind of like get set in their ways. For one, is that Microsoft is more than just Xbox. So Microsoft has a lot of money to just. They don't really have. It's kind of like they're in the Sony position. How Sony's like, we're in the lead right now, so we don't really have to care. Microsoft's like, well, we're in the lead all the time in pretty much everybody's lives with Windows and pretty much everything to do with computers. So we don't really have to care either. So, but then the consumers suffer in that though.
Honestly, all these companies are nothing more than jugglers. Each ball is a new thing they spread out to. Like Microsoft to video games when it was just, a computer company. Sony with its, TVs. And
Sony needs to bring back the Walkman.
So they're all just doing a juggling act, and they're tossing more balls in, and it's eventually they're going to collapse.
Yeah. Yep, that's the show title, Tossing More Balls.
But guys, I did watch something today, which is actually really freaking good. Dave Chappelle has a new special on it.
Oh, I heard about. I saw the trailer that it was coming. I didn't know it was here.
Yeah, it's
like,
good.
Like a new one.
Yeah, a new one.
Oh, okay.
And then there's like kind of like it has an epilogue, but it's not like at the end of the special. It almost kind of plays like a series. So after it's over, it'll play the next episode, but it's like a little epilogue, which is good too. It's more intimate, and he like answers questions from the crowd and stuff, and it's really dope.
Does Nick Fury come in at the very end and asks him to be the next Avenger?
No, but Morgan Freeman did the trailer.
Now I gotta watch it.
Morgan Freeman voiced the trailer. Like that's all you need. I mean, he was God in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he does have the voice that can put you to sleep.
I don't know if I really want to go to sleep if he talking. Like, I'm waiting for the lightning strike. Like,
out of his mouth, that is just like blows your mind. You're like, Morgan Freeman just blew my mind. Like, for like.
Yeah, I can meet my Google assistant, John Legend. I wish I could make it Morgan Freeman.
You know what I mean? Like, my Google assistant, you know what? I need a Sam Jackson, be like, okay, Google, what time is it? It's 10.
You can get different voice packs for your AI assistants.
Well, you do have some, right?
I mean, you have some. I changed her to like like the British lady that Blue has, but I don't know if I like it because some things she'll pronounce weird because it's a British lady.
Well, that's because British are weird. They're all backwards.
Yeah, I know. Remember when Tom added a Darth Vader voice for the GPS, and that was like a huge fucking deal. I remember that shit. It was supposed to be fucking dope. I was like, I would really love this, but I ain't got no TomTom, so like I ain't about to go out.
And TomTom must be suffering most now that most people just use their phones for GPS.
You know what I mean? Unless they got some skin in the game on Waze or some shit, like TomTom must be really suffering for real. I really like Waze, but I wish it had one feature that Google Maps has. Like when you're driving through a big city, Google Maps tell you what lane you're supposed to be in. Like I would love that.
Yeah.
In Waze.
And it also will, because sometimes we'd be like, turn down this exit. You're like, it's not faster. And you're like, oh, I'm not going this way through this. And you get that way, and all of a sudden there's a big traffic jam. Like, oh, this is why it's wanting me to get that way. I should always listen to Google.
But 95 is so fucked up. Like every time it tells me to get off of 95 and go like on one of those side roads, I'm in traffic there too. So I might as well just stay where the fuck I was, because 95 is like some of the worst traffic in the country. 95, like Northern Virginia, is like some of the worst traffic in the country. Yeah. Like it's rated damn near worse than California traffic, like LA traffic. That's how bad 95 is.
You think that's bad? There's a road. There's this 50-lane highway in China that goes into 8 roads.
Whoa.
8 lanes, you mean?
50 lanes.
Oh, 50 lanes that goes into 8 lanes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the merge in the not zone is like Tetris. Like you
gives a whole new meaning to the word bottleneck.
Right? That is a literal bottleneck.
Oh, Lordy, I'm googling the image, and it's just, honestly, I can see why people are so depressed.
Man, I'll just walk. At that point, man, I'll just walk. If I gotta go down to the China's version of the I-95, man, I might as well just walk. Like, I'm probably gonna get there a lot faster if I just walk.
I'm just thinking of like, actually, it'd be brilliant to have a food stand there.
You have a taco truck on China. I don't think the communists would really like it for your capitalist little food truck.
You pay off the comrade with some free tacos. Do they call them comrades in China? Like, what are we doing right now? Like, I know they communists, but do we call them comrades? Is that
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they don't. Like, I mean,
they probably think, having communism is normal.
Thank you for not doing your racist Chinese voice like you were getting ready to. Like, we heard you start it, and he was like, "No, maybe I don't want to do that here."
Actually, I wasn't even trying.
No, it sounded like you was getting ready to go there. You was gonna start replacing L's with R's and shit. It was about to be a problem.
Speaking about things that are kind of racist, apparently they took out. They're doing the Lady and the Tramp live action movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they took out the scene with the Chinese cats.
Come on, we are Siamese, if you please. Ain't no we are Siamese, if you please.
Yeah, the Siamese cats they took out.
Oh man,
we're Siamese, if you don't please. Like, come on, man. Like, why you? What is all right? So like they have just crossed the line. Well, first of all, they said, okay, so first of all, we got some problems with Mulan, right? Because there's some things going on in Hong Kong right now, and there's a lot of protesting. And the lady, the star of Mulan, she came out against the protesters. And so now they're like, boycott Mulan. It's like, damn, did they finish making the movie yet? Like, y'all boycotting already. We ain't even done nothing yet. But here's the problem that I was going to have with Mulan. Mulan is my favorite Disney movie, period. Like, there is no discussion. It's all about Eddie Murphy. Like, it's not even close. Like, I like the Lion King.
Kick some honey buns.
Yeah, I love the Lion King, Africa, and all that, Black Fist. But Mulan is the best Disney movie to your boy. They said they are making a live action Mulan, and I'll Make a Man Out of You is not in the movie at all.
In fact, they actually changed up the characters' motives, apparently.
No, I'm not. If I'll Make a Man Out of You is not in the movie, then we not going. We not going. Straight up, like we not going. We not fucking with Mulan if I'll Make a Man Out of You ain't in it.
Honestly, Disney is just trying to apply. Disney's just trying to be the middleman to everyone, and you can't. Everyone's got their own ideas, so.
Yeah, how y'all take I'll Make a Man Out of You out the fucking movie, and then y'all lost Spider-Man? How y'all lose Spider-Man? Like, for real, how do you lose Spider-Man? Like, I mean, you already lost the license in the beginning, but like, how you lose Spider-Man? If Spider-Man was supposed to be the key to your whole going forward situation in the MCU, like, he was supposed to be one to take over at the Iron Man. I ain't seen the new movie, but I understand that that's supposed to be a premise of the new movie. Yeah, he's like the linchpin of this whole thing, and he ain't gonna be there no more.
Yeah, apparently Disney was asking for more money over the Spider-Man films, and Sony was like, no, because you already got the entire licensing for the toy products and all that.
I mean, don't they deserve it? Like, it's theirs. Like, you just got it so you could do these movies and shit. But like, come on, man, this is ours. Like, this is our brand that we built up with our comics and our little cartoons and shit. Like, yo, we did this. Like, why y'all want to take credit for some shit we did? And like, y'all got the license, and then y'all made a couple cool movies, but a bunch of shitty movies also. So like, you let us get it back. We made your shit hot, and now you want to back out and say you don't want to give us no more money for making your shit hot, which is really our shit. So we made our shit hot in your hands, and now you don't want to let us get a little bit more of the piece of the pie for making our shit hot in your hands. So that means you got the money.
It's more of a less, companies being like, no, I don't want to give you more and stuff like that. It's just.
Yeah. I mean, most people will call it greed of some sort, but I look at it like the Jay-Z and Nas thing. Okay, for people who are not hip hop inclined, one of the early Jay-Z songs is called "Dead Presidents." And Dead Presidents, for the chorus of Dead Presidents, it is a sample from a Nas song. It is a direct sample of Nas saying a part of a song that actually became the chorus of the song. And like, when people criticize Jay-Z for it, he said this lyric, which Disney should say to Sony, "You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you made it a hot line, I made it a hot song. Like, that's basically that's the whole Disney argument. Like, I made it a hot song. Like, what would you have without me? Andrew Garfield still? Andrew fucking Garfield? Like, I don't know why I feel so strongly.
I completely forgot about the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Okay, so here's the thing about Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, that I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man with the mask on. I did not like Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker.
That's
you know me?
That's actually an interesting thing about superhero movies in general. The actors sometimes can't portray both the hero and the alter ego.
George Clooney was a good Bruce Wayne. He was a terrible fucking Batman.
Yeah, it's hard to do, to pretend to be a person with basically a split personality.
True. So yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I mean, I think out of all of the Batmans, like, Michael Keaton is the only one that embodied both well. I mean, he's the only one that did both well.
For one, you got to have a little bit of a crazy look as Bruce Wayne because he's a billionaire that dresses up like a bat. There's got to be a little crazy there.
And not only that, he doesn't even do the superhero job correctly at all. He keeps sending his villains to the one place they keep breaking out of.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so this might be a little bit too black for y'all, but like you keep sending you keep sending people back to the same prison so they can get further their 5%er knowledge. Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, actually, none of y'all know what I mean. But like, there's it's kind of a weird sect of religion, and they're called 5%ers. And 5%ers have a very warped view of religion, and they believe that like through their deeds and actions and knowledge that they can achieve a godlike status on earth. But like most of the people that you know that are 5%ers, they learned it while they were in prison. So like if you get out of prison, it's like Batman. You get out of prison, I'm gonna get back at you. I'm gonna send you back to prison. You're gonna get more of your 5%er knowledge, and you're just gonna come out crazier than it was when you came out the last time. And that's basically what keeps happening with Batman villains. You keep sending them to Arkham, they keep coming out crazier, and they're more of a 5%er and more crazy. So you just send them back to get more to 5%.
Funny enough, the most of his villains are considered sane. I mean, like the Penguin, he's a sane person. Send him to an asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Freeze, he's a genius. Send him to Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of instances like that. It's just weird. Have y'all seen the tweet that the dude said about Batman and Daredevil?
No. What?
Okay. Say, if I was new and you told me that there was a superhero who's blind and uses echolocation to fight, and one who's an adrenaline junkie who flies around using gadgets, and the one that's called one is called Batman and one is called Daredevil, and I would punch you in the face when I found out which was which.
Oh. Lordy.
Because, like, you know, the echolocation and stuff like that is what bats do. But, like, that's not the Batman.
Right.
That's the Daredevil. And they don't quite match up. Like, the person, like, what Batman does is what you would call Daredevil activities. Like, it's, like, really weird. And I would punch you in the face if I was new and I just figured this out.
Honestly, I think Daredevil got his name for the fact that he's a lawyer.
How does a lawyer have anything in like Evel Knievel?
Well, simple. He's daring the criminals to come after him for putting them away. And he's a lawyer, so he's probably a Satanist.
That's a stretch.
I've seen Blade. I've seen Blade 2. They have that lawyer working for the vampires.
Which Blade had the Japanese kids singing? And there's the Japanese kids singing the karaoke, and it was the most like ear grating shit ever.
I think that was Blade 3.
I can't remember which one, but they were in a club or something like that with some Japanese kids singing karaoke, and it was all like high pitched and like really just like ear grating. It was like nails on a fucking chalkboard to your boy. Like absolutely. I don't know. I can't. I'm guessing it might be 3. Like 3. Train wreck. It was just an absolute train wreck. And like the more you hear about like the making of that movie, the more that you realize it was a train wreck for them too. Like it was all just bad.
Which is sad because that keeps happening. Like movies and video games just being a train wreck before it even gets started. Mm-hmm. And then it still comes out and you're like, how did it end up like this? And then like freaking Jason Schreier make a 3,000-page essay about why it happened, and you're like, why did this happen?
There's a scene supposedly in Blade. There is a scene where Blade is knocked down, and his eyes are closed, and he's supposed to open his eyes and get up and start fighting again. And for some reason, Wesley Snipes that day was not about to open his eyes. He just laid there with his eyes closed, and they had to go back digitally and open his eyes digitally. Back in those days, once somebody points this out to you, the CG looks terrible because, of course, CG wasn't that advanced then, but it looks terrible, and it should look terrible just because just one day this dude just had I ain't opening my eyes today.
In all honesty, CGI is the bane of art sometimes.
Are you serious?
There are so many things you could have done with practical effects in movies nowadays, and they just use CGI.
How many movies could we have? How many movies does CGI help? Like, let's be honest. Like, we got movies with fucking dinosaurs, bruh. Dinosaurs. Like Jurassic Park was fucking amazing.
But it was mixed with CGI and practical, so it
I know, but like fucking dinosaurs, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? Dinosaurs got all up in the motherfucker's face, bro. Like, I'm really about this life. Like, I like the Jurassic Park movies, like the Indominus Rex. Like, yes, I want to see that shit. I want to see him fuck people up, and I need that to be CG because like the puppets can't do the fucked up shit I need in the Indominus Rex to do.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they use CGI for some of the stupidest things nowadays in movies.
Well, it's more of a cost thing, so they'll use CGI for something that they could have used practical effects for, like, say, blowing up a car or something. But it's cheaper to digitally blow up a car than blow up an actual car. You know?
Oh lordy,
Michael Bay.
I watched a video about
that money. I need to flip all these cars right now. I need y'all to figure this shit out.
But he's gonna shoot it like Wormhole's camera.
I watched a video about Final Destination on the third one. Apparently the flaming car that they used. Well, they actually used a flaming car and just used CGI on blood. And because of the camera work, you swear the car was CGI. It was.
You know what I thought was CGI that turned out isn't? I mean, obviously I knew it wasn't, but when I rewatched the movie after like 20 years, I was looking at it and going, God, that looks like CGI, but it's not. It's all pure, like, practical, like puppetry and stuff. Was Little Shop of Horrors. Like, that plant looked like a plant. You know, like the lips on it and everything moved just like human lips.
It was like really glossy, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just so it was like glossy and kind of plasticky, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was
sometimes some
it
CGI
looked like a plant.
But
yeah, but it looked like a plant, and I was like watching it again like recently, and I couldn't believe that some of the scenes on it weren't CG. I was like, how do they do this?
I want to bet off a Little Shop of Horrors before. I want to bet because someone bet me that that the guy who does the voice of the plant was a singer from the Four Tops. You know what I mean? Like in the movie, I don't know if they ever did any like remakes of, you know, like when they do the shit on like Broadway and stuff like that. But the dude from the movie is the lead singer from the Four Tops, the old Motown group. And someone tried to tell me that wasn't the case. So like we went, this is back in the day. So like we went to the video store, pulled out the box and read the back of the box. And I said, look, it says Levi Stubbs. Levi Stubbs was lead singer of the Four Tops. Give me my money.
Honestly, I would like to see a remake of Little Shop of Horrors.
Well, see, here's the problem with the remake of Little Shop of Horrors. We live in an age where everything is digital. Like these days, if you have anything like that, you just put that bitch on Instagram and watch it pop. You know what I mean? Like, is like are people going to be coming to the shop in order to be killed in order to make the plant grow? You know what I mean? We just gonna watch the videos and shit on Instagram and be like, oh, that looks really fucking cool. Like, are we really gonna go to the shop? Like, it's some, down on Skid Row. Are we going down on Skid Row? Fuck no. We're just gonna watch the shit on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, actually,
shout out to the black dude on the Down on Skid Row song. He had that one line and he sang that bitch hard as hell. He said, "Down on Skid." Like he had that one line and he sang that bitch hard as hell. Shout out to that brother, man.
Yeah. Little Shop of Horrors is kind of bit of a slasher film when you think about it. The guy secretly kills off the people he believes are assholes and feeds them to the plant.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's not like doing it in broad daylight, so everyone's recording it and showing it online.
Yo, shout out to all of the kids that grew up watching Little Shop of Horrors, that when he said, "I'm gonna bust your balls," you fucking killed over laughing because that shit was fucking hilarious to you at the time. He said, "I'm gonna bust your balls." I'm like, like that was like the funniest shit when you were a little.
Honestly, that was the first time I actually crossed my legs in fear of actually getting my balls crushed.
You know what I mean? Because he shot the thing, he was shooting the tentacles or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, and now like the whole tentacles thing at the end of the movie is like really weird once you start watching anime and some of y'all veered off.
Yeah.
But like,
you mean being cultured?
Yeah, it's a little weird, the whole tentacles thing. But like he was shooting the tentacles in the ground and popping them bitches up, and like it popped up right between his nuts, like right between his legs, like right by his nuts. He was just like, I can fuck you up right now. I was just like, bruh, that's some real shit. Like once you get old enough and like your balls drop and you see Little Shop of Horrors, you like, man, that's some fucked up shit, dog. You ain't had to do my man like that.
Oh, do you remember there was actually an alternate ending to the Little Shop of Horrors?
Yes. It was actually the original ending, and people didn't like it because the plant won.
I can see why. It's kind of a
it's on,
humanity.
It's on the DVD. If you had the DVD, or I don't know if it's on Blu-ray or anything like that. I don't really buy this these days, but I do have it on the DVD, and there is the scene where the plant is basically taking over the world. But the audiences thought that was too dark, so they had to go with something nice for good old Seymour.
Honestly, Seymour is a pretty good character.
No, I don't even think we really like Seymour that much. I think we really like Rick Moranis. Like Rick Moranis was like that dude back in those days. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it was about him. Like Ghostbusters and like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like he was that guy. Like he was just a supremely likable guy. And then I guess he just decided he didn't want to act no more. But like that was some real shit. We didn't like Seymour as much as we like that.
I believe the story is that his wife got really sick. I think she got cancer, and I think she may have died. And he like took all of his movie making money and to take care of the kids and stuff.
Yeah, I mean the kids should be grown now. We need Rick Moranis back, yo. Like if they make a new Ghostbusters movie, which I heard they are supposed to be trying to do another one, but not with the chicks this time. But yeah. I think
this one should be pretty legit. I mean.
I'm not really a Ghostbusters guy. Like, let me go ahead and clarify that. Like, I like the movie, but I'm not really about that life.
They got Paul Rudd in there, which should be. I think he would fit pretty well in the Ghostbusters crew.
Absolutely.
What I've heard is that the story is supposed to be the old Ghostbusters crew gets replacements, basically. They have to find replacements. They're too old for this shit. And they have to find new replacements is what I'm betting on.
And they'll probably deal with like Egon not with them no more.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be like they're going to give a nod to that.
But,
Yeah, remember when the Do Ray Egon thing was hilarious?
yeah. It's still hilarious.
That used to be really funny. And shout out to Bobby Brown, who got a cameo in 2, and it was just like, why are you here? My man Bobby Brown just kind of slid into the movie. Like, yeah, I guess you did the song, but like, why are you here, dog? Like,
2 gets a bad rap, but I think it's pretty good, man. It's got some pretty good parts.
Whole Slime River and everything, under the city. I got to meet Ernie Hudson actually at a convention a couple years ago.
Yeah, man.
And he was so down to earth and just so real and like just talking, and we were just chatting it up like 2 dudes. And he signed my I actually have one of those pop vinyls. It's got Winston Zedmore in Ecto 1. He actually signed it. He's like, Matt, keep on busting. Ernie Hudson, Winston, and it's pretty cool.
I would love to ask him, not about like none of that shit. I want to ask him about being on Oz. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the shit I would want to ask and like have a conversation about. Like, you were the fucking warden on Oz. How the
He's
fuck
been in a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
for
it's
real.
amazing. He's a great actor, and he's been in so many different things that I can't even think or imagine what they are, but I've seen him in so many different roles that it's like, what are those shows? Like, he is cast for all these different characters, and that just goes to show that his acting ability gets him in there. And but he's still so real and down to earth that he can go to these conventions and just talk to fans, and
Yeah, he was in
the last season of Arrow. We played in one episode.
Yeah, he was at the SuperCon that was a couple of years ago. But I mean, I saw him, but I mean, I didn't go when I go to conventions. I don't really go up and talk to any of the celebrities or anything. But I definitely see. We'll see the people, and like, because the last one, most of the crew of the Clerks and Mallrats were there, like
Jay Muse
and Dante, and I think that was it. Oh no, the girl that played Chasing Amy, that played Amy, there.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
Zoe something, or I can't remember what her name is.
Yeah, but yeah, they get a lot of people there. It's cool, and they get a lot of wrestlers and stuff. I'm not too into wrestling, but it's still cool because I know that wrestling is kind of part of geek culture, and especially 90s wrestling, I guess. The Scar kind of disappeared, like literally. Like his camera cut off, and then he was out of the shot.
He's been taken. The government has finally got up to him.
Oh man.
I need to send the vape juice that I've been making. I keep meaning to do that, but I haven't made any decent flavors lately. I'm vaping one now. This is like a mixture of thug juice and this sweet nectar that I made.
Nectar of the Gods.
It's like Nectar of the Gods, but you add sweet tart to it, and then it makes this super sweet like nectar.
Oh, Scar's back.
What happened, man?
I typed in the chat. I said I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see that, but like it was like your camera went off, and then your camera came back on, and then you were gone.
I don't know why the camera came back on. I turned the camera off because I didn't want nobody to see me leave. Like I had to pee.
We're going through Unfriended, that horrible movie.
Okay. I think we need to wrap this up soon. So like, do you want to let them talk about what they've been playing lately?
Yeah, man. What you been?
But, I mean, if y'all can finish Unfriended, and then we'll get to that.
Oh, we're done with Unfriended. But Matt, what you been playing, dude?
I've been playing Apex Legends. pretty much exclusively trying to get good. It gives me great anxiety to want to play it for some reason. So I'm like one of those people that's claustrophobic that forces themselves into small places to prove that they're not claustrophobic. So I force myself to play Apex Legends to prove that I'm not afraid to play it. And it's like I have to build up this whole thing, you know, like, okay, I'm going to play. I'm going to get in there and play. I'm going to play. And then sometimes I do and sometimes I don't because I wuss out. I'm just like,
So what's it about it? What is it about it that makes you kind of?
I think it's because of the speed. It's like you hit the ground, you got to loot really fast, you got to think quick, you got to get your stuff and get armed so that you can try to beat these guys. And like it just, I don't know what it does. It creates this anxiety where I feel like I'm going to let everybody down, like my teammates, and I'm going to get in there and, not know what I'm doing. I like forget how to run or, just something simple that I'm basically playing on keyboard and mouse. And I'm like learning the moves and I can actually move really well, but sometimes I just forget what keys are and I'm like looking at a wall, for like a few seconds and I'm like, what am I doing? Stop doing this. And then grab a weapon and, then people are shooting at me.
Completely overthinking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the same way to where like, I know that games like that make me feel that way. Even like back in the day of playing like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff. But back then we had crews that we could roll with, and it was more hanging out with people. So I don't really have the urge to quote unquote get good in a game like that. So I just don't. You know what I mean? So like I was watching somebody during Extra Life play some. It may have been PUBG, and like he had his camera on, and like I could see the anxiety in his face. And I was like, because he was like literally like he was in a shot, like seeing people. He was like, and I was like, I do not ever want to feel what he's feeling, ever playing a video game.
Some people actually enjoy being that stressed out. It's weird.
No, not about that life. I mean, I deal with stress pretty decently, but no, I'm not about that life.
You mean it's kind of like a adrenaline, like you get on like the drop of terror or whatever, and you feel that rush of like adrenaline that you're about to die, and that gives you a rush, and they like that even though that they about shut themselves. Kind of thing. I mean, I guess that could be a similar thing, but that's more for getting scared or like an adrenaline rush. I don't really see people like enjoying anxiety.
Yeah, it's a constant trigger of your fight or flight response, and you're not handling that well.
Yeah.
But I'm not very competitive. Like I play games for fun. I'm not playing because I have to win all the time, and that's the reason why I stopped playing a lot of multiplayer games. I just don't play multiplayer. It's extremely rare for me to play a multiplayer game.
And multiplayer, but like versus, because we still play co-op.
Versus co-op. Co-op I love. If we're all on the same team trying to accomplish an objective, like, oh man, I wanted to play some Killing Floor today, bruh. I really wanted to play because like there's been a couple updates since the last time I played. So there's new weapons and shit. They're doing some fuck shit where the new weapons are now going to be DLC. So like the new guns, like every update they come out with like 2 or 3 guns. Nope, those are $10 each.
That's shitty. But at least I mean it's not a versus game, so they gotta do what they gotta do to bring the money.
They have a versus mode, but no one ever plays it.
Kind of like Left 4 Dead. I mean, Left 4 Dead's versus was pretty popular, but I don't really see that same draw in Killing.
All right, what else we got?
I've been playing. I've been flipping back and forth between Frostpunk and Gladius.
Okay, Frostpunk is just depressing. I don't know how you could actually keep playing that game. I tried. It's so depressing.
I find it fun.
There was no fun to be had there. Like that is depressing. That is some like bleak. It's bleak as fuck, dog. Like how can you do that? I had a review code and I just couldn't. Like I had to watch somebody else play it.
Well, it's pretty fun, getting all the resources and building up all the town.
I'd rather play some happy shit like Banished or RimWorld or something like that. Like something that got some like happy moments. Like RimWorld can get a little dark, but I just like it's just there's only one word to describe Frostpunk, and that's just bleak. It's just bleak.
Honestly, I'm just playing these games until Pokemon Sword and Shield come out.
You about that Pokemon life?
Yeah, I usually don't because bloody hell, they don't really update Pokemon that often, but hey, Sword and Shield looks awesome.
But with it being on the Switch, like you might actually get a little something out of it that you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
I can see that. I'm interested in playing a Pokemon game. I played one for a little bit. I think I played on a DS. I played a little bit of Soul Silver, but I didn't play enough to like really call it anything. Because like by the time Pokemon really came out, like I was already fucking. I won't care. I didn't give a shit about no Pokemon.
Yeah, it's well, funny enough.
I'm also old, so like there's a difference.
Funny enough, Pokemon has some
Cubone over here.
Yeah.
Ain't that some like creepy shit where it wears like his mama's skull or some shit? Like,
oh yeah, it wears its dead mother's skull.
Yeah, that's creepy.
As remembrance.
That's real creepy.
And its evolved form, it basically still engraved. It's basically stuck on its head.
That's really creepy. Like, that's so creepy. Like, for real, like, would you, like, if your mom passed, would you wear her skull? You know what I mean? Like, would you be cool with, like, someone saying, all right, your mama died, like, we need you to wear her skull real fast? Like, no, what is wrong with you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need you to wear your mama's skull. No, that ain't how this is going to go. Like, that's just kind of.
We're going to put that back in that box right there. We're going to put it in the ground.
That's right.
Honestly,
Pokemon. I'm sorry, mama.
Honestly, Pokemon's darker than anything, really, with the World War that happened in Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, there's a theory that the reason why you never meet your dad in Pokemon, and you only see like only a few like fatherly figures in Pokemon, is because most of the men went to war. And it's kind of hinted at that through multiple games, including the gym leader, Sergeant Surge.
So all the dads didn't go out for a smoke?
Nah, they went out to go and get killed and like getting burned alive by a Charizard.
They went out to get smoked.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Like, damn. You know how many triggered motherfuckers you just lit on fire right now? Like, yo, my dad went to say he was going to buy some cigarettes and he never came back. Like, those motherfuckers are all triggered right now. Thanks, Chase. All right, what else you got?
I'm
talking to him. I ain't talking to you, Chase.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, I watched the new Invader Zim movie.
I've heard good things. I've never watched any of it.
It's excellent. It's an excellent movie. Invader Zim is, to give you a short recap of it, it's basically the worst possible invader of a tyrannical alien species is sent to Earth by his leaders on a fake mission to conquer it.
Oh.
And he basically tries to conquer Earth while the only person who knows that he's an alien is literally considered the crazy guy in school.
Okay. Don't say no more. I might actually try to get up on that. It sounds interesting.
I
think it's pretty funny too. Is I've seen a few of the very first episodes of the series, and I remember it being pretty funny. And there was like a dog named Gurr or something like that, or
Oh yeah, that's Zim's robot assistant.
Oh yeah.
But he dresses up like a dog so he can blend in.
Even though that dog walks on its back legs and eats a pug and shoots it into space.
I'm gonna have to check out the new stuff.
Oh, I checked out the Rocko's Modern Life movie. I dug it.
I think I kind of aged out of Rocko's Modern Life. Like it came like right around that time where I was just trying to get past that type of stuff. You know,
Maybe Scar.
yeah. So I know what it is. I've seen some, but like I don't know. Somebody posted a thing on Facebook, and it was like all of these things, like, and it was like a whole bunch of those like Nicktoons and like those Disney cartoons and shit like that. And I was like, I only really know 2 of these. You know what I mean? So like, it was like one gotta go. It's like they all can go except for like, fucking Doug. What? No, okay. Nickelodeon Doug can stay. Disney Doug can go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some real shit right there. Like, that's for people who know Doug. Disney Doug can go. Fuck Disney Doug.
Yeah, Disney Doug was pretty trash.
Yeah.
But,
shout out to Skeeter, who was clearly black.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually played a new game today, even though we did record yesterday as well. But
okay, you got to hurry up. We got to go.
But it's a game called Tokyo Xanadu. It was originally released on Vita, and then I think it was released on PS4. But then I'm playing the version released on the PC, which is unlocked at 60 frames and whatnot. It's sort of kind of like Persona, but not really, because it's not turn-based. It's like hack and slash, real-time action, but it still has that same kind of dark storyline, but like light slice of life type.
Is it like a visual novel, or I mean?
No, it's a full
hack and slash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it has those visual novel elements for the story, but then goes into like a hack and slash versus like a turn-based. So, but I'm digging it so far. The graphics are pretty good, for anime.
I'm gonna be doing the Danganronpa games, the Havoc.
Havoc Trigger.
Yeah, I have
Trigger Happy Havoc or something like that.
I have the first 2.
Despair Girls or Despair or something.
Yeah.
Despair Sisters.
Yeah, I think the Despair one is the 3rd one, but I have the first 2.
Yeah, I recently got all 3 of them, and I figured what I'm going to do is I'm going to play them for extra life, because it's going to take a long time to get through the games. And I'm going to do like live narrative over the game while I'm streaming it, so that people can follow along with the story. And all they got to do is basically go back to my YouTube and watch the videos and see what takes place, or which directions I went.
Don't let your girl do sexy anime voices. The creepers show up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing this with
Don't be like Chase.
But yeah, I have the first 2 but they are visual, right?
Right, yeah. We over time. We got to wrap.
All right, yeah. They're visual novels, but yeah, thanks everybody for checking out Scarcasm.
Hold on, I got one more thing to say.
Okay.
I watched the new Power episode. Power is back. It's fucking dope. It's more power, and Power is fucking dopeness. If you've never watched Power, you probably should. The end.
Dude, I was on a roll. Did you hear that outro? Did you totally mess it up?
I just wanted to say that Power was fucking dope. I watched the episode at work.
It's power.
So,
was that like your version of singing, or are you really on the toilet? Because we can't see you. That sounded like you were. It sounded like you were on the toilet, though. Like for real.
Yes, I brought my entire computer. I took my entire computer case with the screen.
But see, we don't know. We don't know that you're on a computer case. You know what I'm saying? We can't see.
Could be a laptop.
Yeah, it could be a laptop. You could just take your laptop with you and just kind of, fold that bitch up like a surface and put the screen on the outside, carry that bitch with you. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I got that desktop.
We don't believe you. It sounds like you're taking the shit. All right, Chase, wrap it up.
Thank you guys for checking out Scarcasm, Smooth Skin. So
smooth, yeah. We're making smooth. We're Scarcasm. We make it smooth. We put lotion on it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
This sounds way too sexual for my ears.
No, it's supposed to sound creepy.
Yeah, we so in the show notes you can find the all the social links for our guests here, and check out the Discord. Shout out to the Warriors.
Peace out to the Warriors. Shout out to the guests. August is done. B.
All right. Thanks.